I feel like we're gonna get trashed for trashing on people's favorite books.
We're probably gonna get like hated on, but
that one's terrible. What's up, guys? Back with another video. Okay, if you don't know, I'm Cayden, this is Devin.
And this is our book channel.
Yeah. And today we are going to be talking about all the BookTok books that we own and have read and our honest opinions of them, because personally it's hard for me to find a BookTok book I actually like. We had to switch phones because mine's got the storage as well. Okay, I'm starting out with a bang personally. Icebreaker. Now, I did get all the way through this book, which is more than I can say for some of them. However, it is not worth the hype. No. If you like to read on paper, this book might be for you.
You can say that.
This book might be for you, but personally, that's not my vibe. And I was looking for a little more plot, a little more, what do you call it, meat in the potatoes. There was none of that. It was wholly just like smut. And like, it wasn't enough for me, you know? It wasn't cute to me. If there's too much romance, there's not enough romance. You feel?
If you're looking for a plot, I wouldn't recommend.
And like, I would give this like 1 or 2 stars, to be honest.
Yeah. Cayden's not big on the spice.
I like a little, but it has to be like 1 or 2 scenes in the whole book because it has to really build.
Yeah.
Quick,
I'm gonna start off strong with Fourth Wing.
Oh no.
I have a Goodreads review about this. I can't really remember all that I wrote. It was very long, very emotional. I will say that this was almost a DNF. Really followed the chosen one trope. Really followed it. Main character was seen as very weak.
It's so small. This is worse than Icebreaker. This book has no right being popular.
It also has a lot of smut in it, so if you also like smut...
I hate that book. 1 star, 0 stars.
Not like my favorite. I didn't really like the writing. Okay,
next we have a bit of an oldie. They both die at the end, and this was like... I feel like it was a fun read. I got through it really fast. It wasn't everything I expected it to be, but I thought it was good. Like, the writing was a lot better than a lot of these books here. And it was a cute romance. It was really sad. It didn't make me cry, like, which is what I expect with an ending like this one. So, disappointed there.
With a romance, better than the movies.
Oh, yeah, I read that one too.
I actually really liked this. The writing was pretty good. It was just like a cutesy little romance, you know, like very light read, very like short, like it didn't take me a lot to get through, very light, you know, not like a lot of smut in this. Was mostly just like cutesy romance. There was no smut in this, but it was like super cute, just like little rom-com in like a book, I think, but it was really good. I recommend it.
I agree. I thought that was it was cute. Yeah. We have Shatter Me. This one might be the most
finished.
No, I did. This is a DNF for me.
Oh.
I could not get through it. Everything was a problem for me. Not only did I not like the writing, which I know is like part of the story. I just hated the characters. I hated everything about it. I just didn't understand the point. She really liked it.
I disagree with that. I really liked the book, but I feel like it takes a little bit to get into it. Like, I know a lot of people that didn't like it, but I just think that it's like subjective, I think. Okay, I'm gonna go strong with Six of Crows. I actually have a lot of good ones in my pile.
Oh yeah, I actually
Six
also
of
have this
Crows
book.
was such a good, very good. It's very confusing at first, I think. Like, when I first started reading it, I was like, what the heck is going on? I almost DNF'd it. I remember because I was on vacation, I literally had nothing else to read. And I was like, I have no idea what the heck is going on in this book. And you know what? I'm glad I didn't, because it actually is very good. I recommend it. It's very like... It has a certain vibe to it, and it's just perfect.
No, I agree. This is my favorite fantasy book I've ever read in my entire life, and I also did pull out the second one. And at points, it can be confusing, like when they're plotting, but I just remember being like, oh, I'll figure it out when the plot happens. Yeah. And I have never been so in love with a fantasy book in my life. I read it on a road trip, and I finished both of these books in 4 days. And like all the characters in these books, like it's not even the main characters, it's all of them. I love these books.
Yeah.
5 stars. Like, that's a BookTok book that has merit.
It deserved the hype. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I also have another one of her books in here, but honestly, I don't even know what to think. Like, I think personally for me, this was like a very fast read. It's a trilogy, and I went through it super fast, like over the weekend. Anyway, so I went through it very fast, but I'd say it's like a good fast fantasy read. I've heard I mean, Stephanie Garber is definitely a controversial author. Like, I've heard a lot of people don't like her books, but I think her writing's pretty good. It's definitely not as bad as some of the books that I have with me today. But, like, I think it was pretty decent. I read all 3 of the books within, like, 2 days. So, I don't know, pretty fast. I think, like, solid 3 stars or so.
Okay, my next book is The King of Wrath. So I got this one at like our local bookstore because the lady working there at the time like recommended it to me. And girl, did I see a lot into like who that girl was. Like after reading this book, I saw that woman in a whole nother light. This is spicy. It's spicy, and I can see how a lot of people like this. Again, it's for that icebreaker crowd.
Yeah.
Like it has like the like rich guy and the girl who they're like arranged marriage. It's so problem. Anyways, I liked the main character, but it was too much spice for me and not enough plot.
Okay, I'm gonna be so real. I didn't actually read this. Wait, that sounds bad. I started it. And I found out, well, I thought it was like a romance, assistant to the villain, like, oh, that's kind of like cute, like enemies to lovers. I found out that there's like a really big age gap. I'm just thinking no. I started and I was like, absolutely not. That I can't.
Whenever I read a book with an age gap, I wonder about the author.
Yeah, no, because like wondering.
Suspect.
So I don't actually know. Maybe this was a really good book. Okay.
My next book is 9 Pals by Leigh Bardugo. So obviously I have a lot of respect for this author because she wrote my favorite books of all time. However, this was just not that book for me. Like her writing is really good, but it was like this wasn't really my type of book. It was like really dark and at times like confusing, and I feel like it didn't really come together. Like I feel like there's a lot of loose threads, and I remember at the end I was like kind of confused what just happened and kind of had an empty feeling. I was like, what? Anyways, but it's still good. It was a good read, but it didn't suck me in.
My next book is Daughter of the Pirate King, which is kind of an old BookTok book. Like you wouldn't see it like now, but I honestly don't even remember reading this. Like, well, I do, but I really don't. I remember it being like very fast. Like I read it. No, like I read it like very fast. Probably why I don't remember anything that happened. And I literally finished it within like 3 or 4 hours, and I don't even remember what happened. I don't remember any of it. So you know what? If you liked it, like good for you. If you didn't like it, I mean, I don't know. You let me know, man, because I have no idea. I think I just like was dead reading it.
As you say that you don't remember that, I'm looking at my next book, The Selection.
I remember that.
No, so I don't remember this because I know that she's like in a competition to marry the prince, but that's pretty much all I remember. I don't remember what happened.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it was like I read it this summer because it was like a book that everyone else had read in middle school that I never got to, and there was a reason.
Wait, I kind of remember it.
This was not my type of book. I hated the writing, and I was like, why do people like this? So in romance books, I just need like complex characters. Like this is just like, so.
I used to love this book actually, and then like I don't know, when I was in middle school, like when I was in sixth grade and I read this, like when I read this, it was like all the hype. Like it seemed good before you start getting into like actual young adult books, and you're like, oh wow, that sucked.
It was something.
But it's like it's not like a high reading level, I'd say. Like this is definitely
there's better. You can do better.
This is like sixth grade.
You can find things similar to this. That are better.
Yeah. My next book is also by Stephanie Garber, and it's Caravel. I don't know. I've heard people pronounce it a lot of different ways, but this is also, like I said, controversial author, so there were a lot of mixed reviews on this book, and when I like first read it, probably like 6th grade, which actually now that I'm thinking back was probably not the appropriate reading level to be reading it, but like when it was probably 6th grade, I was like marking it red on my Goodreads, and now you scroll down to the reviews and you're like, oh wow, people really did not like this book. And it's like 1 star, 1 star, 1 star. But like at the time I was like, wow, this is a really good book. But I actually think that it had a lot of potential. I don't know if it was like executed the perfect way, but I think that it was like it had a great idea. Obviously there are other books that have like a similar idea, just like probably written in a better way, but like honestly it wasn't a bad book. It was pretty decent, I'd say.
My next book, ooh, this one's interesting. The Inheritance Games.
Oh lord. I actually liked this.
No, I liked it too. I think I rated it 3. Out of the BookTok books, this was one of the better ones. But I think I gave it 3 stars. Like, it was okay. I just, this is the kind of book where there should be some romance. There was no romance in this book.
It was like a love triangle.
That was my problem. What did you think of it? I mean, it was okay.
I liked it. It was Team Grayson. I think that it also focused a lot more on the plot than the romance, which I think that is like should just be like a forewarning, like a little takeaway. Like, if you're thinking of reading it and you're looking for a romance, then don't get it.
But like, I like that there's more plot than romance, but that doesn't mean you can take away there was no. Who did she have a romance with? Jameson in this?
No, there was like a little. There was just a love triangle, but it wasn't like,
love. Tension.
It was just like a tension triangle.
If you're gonna build tension, then you need to bring it together. Well, I'm team neither because I didn't care about either one of them.
My next book is The Atlas 6. This book, I'm reading the 3rd book right now. I've gone through so much. Honestly, each of these books has taken me like 6 months to read, but it's because like there's so much writing. Look how big the pages are, and there's so much writing on each page, and it's not like super small print, but it's like pretty small. And also there's a lot of big words. Just keep like a little like pocket-sized dictionary nearby because like there's so many big words. It's definitely like more mature, I'd say, and it talks about certain things in like a more mature way. Like, I'd say like romance is also talked about in like more of like a mature way.
Secrets, betrayal, seduction.
It's very good. Like, I'm on the 3rd book, and the characters, they change so much, and it was like confusing at first because it switches POVs between the characters, but like it's just not POVs, it's like it's 3rd person, but 3rd person omniscient, is that what it's called? Anyway, yeah, 3rd person omniscient, and I don't know, I just thought it was very good, and it like comes all together. Like, I think it really like it's so good. I actually really like it.
The next book, The Night Circus. I read this like really recently, like 2 books ago. And and okay, I do think it deserves the hype, but solely for the ending, because it was like really good. The writing is spectacular, but like it didn't suck you in really because you didn't really see the pieces coming together until the very end, but it's worth the read. Because in the end, it comes together so well. I've read this one too, actually.
Beach read. I'm gonna be completely real with you. I, again, don't really remember what happened in this, but I do remember reading it.
Is this the one by the lake?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I do remember reading it, and I remember thinking, like, I remember there were, like, a few spicy scenes, but it was mostly, like, cutesy romance.
I do remember, like, I expected when it said beach read for them to be on a beach, but they were on Lake Michigan or something.
It was expected for a romance. I mean, it has like a romance book cover, and it had like the sort of storyline. So I don't know. It was like pretty decent romance read. I think it was pretty expected. I knew it was.
I agree.
Yeah.
The next book is Lore by Alexandra Bracken, and this is a book that like I was really excited for. And I remember it was like a big deal for a bit. I think. It was okay. Like, I don't really remember what happens. It didn't stand out. I would say, don't buy this. That's all. Because, like, if you want to buy good books, you want to read over and over. I would never read this again.
You don't recommend. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, my last book that I have is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And this was like a BookTok book a while ago, but I still count it as one. And I still think that it is very popular in BookTok. And I think that it is well worth the hype. I really liked it. One of my favorite murder mysteries. I think that, like, my, like, obsession with murder mysteries started from this book because I liked the writing, like, the plot. It really, like, the suspense. Like, you have to keep reading it, and you have to, like, keep getting the other books, too, because it's just, like, each book kind of leaves you hanging, and you, like, want more. So, I don't know. It's also very, like, fast, I'd say. Like, very short books, you could see. But, like, I just think that it was just like also one of the lighter murder mysteries I've read. So it's like if you're just getting into murder mysteries, it's like it's good, and it still like leaves you in suspense. 5 stars.
I like that book. I read it so fast.
Yeah.
Okay, clearly I'm more easily influenced than Devin because she has a lot more books than me, and I have a lot more BookTok books.
Well, I read some of those books.
I know, but I just buy them. Okay, next one we have Circe. I read this on a trip, and I did get through it pretty quick, but Like, I like Madeline Miller's other book, Song of Achilles, more, so I think I was expecting to be more drawn in, and, like, at points it dragged on, but it was still really good. I kind of, like, I remember I really liked it, but at points, like, I didn't care that much. Like, I was, like, I had to, like, get through parts, you know? Next one, Dance of Thieves. This is a really good book. I love this. Have you read this? No. Oh, girl, you need to. She would like this, because The Enemies to Lovers is one of the best enemies to lovers I've read. And every person I recommend it to, they love it too. And I highly recommend both in Vow of Thieves. It's a duology. Also just as good. 4 or 5 stars. Next we have Check and Mate.
Oh,
okay, so we've already talked about my spice tolerance being low. And this one is perfect because it doesn't have any spice. Yeah. It's a really cute romance. Have you read it?
Yeah,
this is one of my...
I got it as an arc.
Yes, I think this is my favorite romance that I've read because I love the male character. I really like this. I thought it was well done.
Yeah, it was.
I even have my favorite page bookmarked. It's the part where they get together. That's the part where they get together. This book, I literally went back and reread it just to, like, highlight. Okay, oh boy. Here we go. Ayo! This will forever be a 5-star book. When I say, like, this trilogy, I still think about it on the daily. 5 stars. If you want to get into reading, read this book. I am, like, Cayden too. I think he's so fun.
I was very
even the tail. Even the tail. I'm on board.
I think it's a slow beginning. Like, for me, it was a slow beginning.
Nah, bro. I was into this. I was into this book really fast. Stolen Heir, that's, like, it's, like, their son. And it was okay. It didn't live up to the original trilogy. Nothing ever would. Sounds like an old BookTok book. We Were Liars. I think this is a good summer read. I was, like, shocked by the plot twist. And everyone that I know that has read it has also really liked it. I think there's definitely, like, better writing out there and better plots out there. But I like what she did here. Mm-hmm. Or a lot of people that don't like to read love this book. And I feel like it gets them into reading. Okay, this one, another 5-star book that I plan on rereading soon, The Song of Achilles. I cried. Like, this was one of the most emotional books I've ever read. Just because I wanted them to be happy together. I think the ending still, like, put the story at peace. Like, it still, like, gave the reader closure. This book, I remember, like, I put it off for a really long time because I was like, oh, it's about Achilles. Like, boy, what? Trust me, you don't want to put it off. And I remember I was reading it in school and I was literally crying in my classroom. Final book is the book I'm currently reading, Powerless, and I actually talked about it in the video we already just filmed. So, but basically I would say it's pretty good. Like, I would say it's fun because I haven't been reading a lot of books like this lately, and so I love some good romantic tension, but it hasn't really sucked me in the way that, like, a lot of other books did, and I also feel like it's lacking, like, tension. Like, there's no slow burn, which I have a personal preference for. So that's anyway, all the books. Yeah. So let us know if we were wrong or if you agree with us. And we'll see you in another video. Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully. Like and subscribe. And comment book recommendations always. Yeah. Okay. Because we will read them. That's it. Bye.